What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Whiskey and Motorcycles. Today we're going to get the front end, front tire and wheel, and front wheel and tire on this bike. Front end and front tire are pretty well what they're going to be. Front or the back wheel, we're going to have to space out. May need to get some new bearings for it and stuff. Been talking about in previous videos what they're going to be. So I'll go ahead and go over now what they are. Front wheel we're gonna run is this right here. It's a 21-inch spool wheel. So just a hub with bearings on it. For those of you who don't know, have no front brakes. Just a clean looking hub. And I opted for the Firestone ribbed tire. It's just a straight tread, old school tire. Only thing I'm gonna change further on down the line, see what it looks like on the bike, but I want everything to look real skinny on this chopper, so I went with a 2 3/4 wide tire. And I don't know if you can see it in the video. The rim sticks out a little bit, pretty well right equal with the tire, so I don't mind that. I like the rim showing some. It just depends on, I don't want the rim to scrape, especially if we're putting in lifts and stuff like that to work on it. So we'll see how that works out. But other than that, that is the front wheel, and I really like it. The back wheel, grab it for you. You already know it's going to be a 16-inch. That's what came off the Sportster. Same wheel, so it's a Harley 16-inch rear wheel. Fits Sportsters. It's a newer style hub, so I got to change the bearings out. I'll get to that in a little bit in the video, but I'm also running the old school vintage Firestone tire on this. I love the tread pattern on these tires. I just want something real straight tread, old school for this bike, and that's why I picked these. The tire is a 5.0, so it's 5-inch wide. We'll get to the fenders and stuff later, what I decide to run on that. But let's go ahead and go over the front end for now, and we'll come back to fitting the back wheel later because there's a lot to do with that. Front end, had this for quite a while. It is a Moto Iron Springer, and it is a Harley 2-over. So the XS 650 stock front end would be 2 under a Harley front end of what it normally is. I haven't put this on there yet, obviously. So that's why I've still left the frame jig out sitting on the bench, because I'm not sure if I'm going to want to rake it or not. I really want the bottom of this bike to sit pretty well level. If it's a tiny bit off, I'm not too worried about it. I won't rake it out. But if the front end sits quite a bit higher, I plan on raking it a little bit so it sits level. And I did get this longer front end because I wanted it to have longer than stock, obviously, with this chopper build. I don't want anything crazy. Not looking for like early 2000s OCC type stuff, but I just want some old school like 60s, 70s chopper build. So that's what I'm running on this bike. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. I have a conversion kit that TC Bro makes to go with this Moto Iron Springer. Gives you a new neck plate, nut, and bearing and races. I probably could have just got the bearing and races, but I just wanted to support them, and this is just a way easier way of doing it than trying to figure it out. I'm no professional when it comes to building motorcycles. I know a little bit about a lot of it, but not a lot of it about a little bit. So I got these races. We'll get these old races pressed out of there and these new ones in, so we can use these bearings, these roller bearings. I'll share the size later, so you guys can know what size bearings comes with this if you want it. And if I would recommend getting just bearings and races or doing the whole setup. So that's everything that I'm using right now to run this front end. I will, like I said, go over the back wheel more in detail later. We're gonna go ahead and get this front wheel on there now and get all that set up first, so you can see what we do with the back later. I'm gonna put the wheel on the front end first, and then we'll worry about the actually inserting the front end to the front end later. So anyways, stick around and we'll get this bike rolling hopefully by the end of the night. Okay, so we got the front end, rear wheel, front wheel on. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it looks like now and let you know what we're gonna do next. I think it turned out great. I love the way it looks. I'm not gonna have to rake it out because the bottom of the frame sits pretty well level, just like I wanted. I actually got the angle cube out and checked it, and I mean, it's pretty well spot on. So that's perfect. Like I kind of mentioned, now we just got to work on the spacing and stuff. I just mocked up with stock spacers just for now. Obviously it's nowhere near center, but just so I can get it on there and get those other bearings too ordered and on. Messed up one big piece when I was putting it on. I put the front end on first, and then I went to go do the back tire. And I had to, the back of the frame just sitting down, and I had it pretty well balanced, and I turned around for just a second, and it toppled over off the lift, bent the spring up here. So I just got to get a new inner rod for it, but it still sucks. Brand new. I already messed something up, but it's my fault. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have turned my back on it. Should have got that back wheel on there. So anyways, it's not too big a deal, but other than that, everything else turned out great. Like I said, I really love the way it sits. I'm gonna get ready, I think now, and I just got the stock kickstand still. So I'm going to, bolt that up and get it off the lift here and let it sit and see what it sits like. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do for a kickstand yet. I can, modify this original one, or if I want to maybe just make a different one or order one of the weld-on ones or something. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to do something everybody else has, but it's just going to kind of depend on what I feel like looks and works the best, for sure. I don't want something that's not going to be secure and holding the bike down well. So we're gonna get to doing that real quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like sitting down off the lift on the kickstand, and that'll probably be about the end of this episode for now. I've got some parts ordering to do, so in the next episode on this bike, I'll probably be going over the rear wheel spacing, and depending on what kind of parts I get, I need to get the seat ordered. I need to get the riser studs, risers, and handlebars I want to run, and the tank. Just kind of go from there, and then once we get majority of that major stuff, then we'll probably get the motor back in pretty soon, and so I can actually start mocking up some of that other stuff. We also got the sissy bar. I need to get the rear fender. Just going to be a lot of parts ordering here pretty soon, getting some stuff so we can move forward with this. I may even, depending on how long it takes to get those other parts in, I may wait to put out this video until I get the stuff to get this back wheel spaced out and kind of add this into this video, so we don't have a super short video or nothing. So anyways, let's set the camera down now, and we'll be back in just a little bit with this bike hopefully on the ground on its own 2 wheels. All right, so we got the kickstand on there. Just ran a little bolt through it, tapped the back side of the old kickstand because it just had a bolt that used to go all the way through it, but I just tapped the one side and bolted it on there for now. I'm definitely gonna want to do something a little different because it leans a little heavier than I want. It's not bad, it works for now, so I can roll it around, do whatever I need to with it. But yep, I got that on there now. Should be maybe working on the back tire next. I don't know. We may be kind of done for today. I do have a aluminum pipe that I'm going to cut to figure out the spacing, and then when it comes time I'll probably replace it, but this will just kind of be held in for now. Let's see how it works for us. But we'll be doing that after I get those bearings, so it's pretty much all I can do to it for right now is what's done. I'll be going inside, going through, and like I said, ordering some parts and stuff so we can continue on this bike. If I get those bearings sometime soon, I will add spacing that wheel out and stuff, and working on that in the next video. I'm really not going to be able to space that rear wheel out too much until I get the engine back in there and find a sprocket for it. Right now, finding a sprocket for it, I don't quite know what I'm going to do yet because I don't make one small enough that'll fit on a Harley hub with small enough teeth gearing. So I'll have to kind of do some math and figure that out on what my options are for that. Whether I can try to run a Harley hub and then change the gearing up front to match, or just have to kind of custom. I know there's a couple places that sell just tooth sprockets, and then you just have to drill all the holes for them. Don't necessarily want to do that. I'd rather just buy a sprocket I can bolt on and not have to worry about drilling those holes and stuff and making sure that it fits the hub right and all that. So we'll see what route I want to go. I got to do some more research on that, figure it out. But this is how she sits. So I'll either see you guys in the next episode, or we'll be back at this rear wheel getting those bearings and stuff pressed in.